Jimmy Olsen #1, Matt Fraction writing with Steve Lieber on the art, and it's a broken up comic. It's kind of old school. It turns
I like it for that reason.
It turns it into like what 4 or 5 chapters, or a few pages each. Very kind of retro style to it. Not only in the way it's broken up, but also the art. It's definitely going for a time gone by. Going for a, dare I say, pulpy feeling.
Well, that and it
Very
is harkening back
silvery,
to those Kirby-esque Jimmy Olsen adventures.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things in here is how they justify Jimmy still being employed at the Daily Planet despite all the shenanigans. The fact that Fraction came up with
Olsen insurance.
Yep. The fact that Fraction came up with an excuse for this, I love it. Because I never even thought about that. Right? Like, but I like that it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we get his great-great-great-grandfather being kicked off a waterfall.
Hakeem Olsen.
Yeah.
But he's, Swedish descent. They're arguing over Metropolis.
Barely descent. It's very fractured English.
Yes. And you have the Luthers, and that's the other thing I like, the distinction of, the Olsens were these immigrants that came in, tried to work hard, but then you have the Luthers who were like this new money. They came in and kind of strong-armed everybody, so it really puts up this stake of the Olsens versus the Luthers. And you know me, I love continuity history, stuff like that.
This is why I like, stuff like you could have in a Jonah Hex book. You could kind of explore that stuff that didn't feel super prequely because, sure, there was just in that time period, but you could have Gotham in that time period.
And they're both families of Metropolis. Like, they're both tied deep directly. And then you look about how closely they're related to Superman, and that eventually an alien would bring these two families.
Can I just say, I love that Gotham's like families, the founding families of the Waynes, the Kanes, the Cobblepots, and the
Waynes, Kanes, Cobblepots, and Elliots.
Elliots, I was the fourth. I knew it was the fourth.
Yep.
And then you look at Metropolis. It's the Luthers. Okay, that one makes sense. The Olsens.
Yeah. And I like that for what it does here, where it intrinsically ties Jimmy to Metropolis. Like, it's a part of him as much as he's a part of it. So by the time you get to the end and there's a change, despite only having this for an issue, it felt like I could feel his despair, And I thought it was really good. This is really the first time, like, I've read a couple issues of Sex Criminals. And it was okay.
That's delightful.
Yeah, but it's like really light and fun, and it touches on the serious a little bit. I think I read the first trade, or the first 6 issues. This is the first real thing, ongoing from Fraction that I think I've read. I haven't read his Thor.
Yeah, what's weird for me is that I really liked Fraction's Hawkeye, but anything else I tried from Fraction I didn't like that much.
No, this is fantastic though.
Yeah, no, it's pretty great. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say fantastic.
Me and Matt probably would.
Yeah,
you probably would. I do think the Fraction writing sometimes for me is a little bit too on the wordy side. What?
I'm just laughing at Connor's face because I know he made a face, despite you loving Bendis thinking Fraction's wordy.
It's wordy in a different way, though. Right? I mean, like...
I enjoy them both, so I don't...
Wordy's a very subjective thing. And, I appreciate the humour. You're the pal who fell to Earth, referencing the man who fell to Earth.
In an Iron Maiden font, for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason.
Yes. It's metal AF.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. He's jumping out of a plane, essentially.
No, he's doing a space jump, which no photographer should ever do. But Olsen's there because Star Labs has told him he'll survive it.
Yeah, he's doing it without a parachute.
Yep. By turning it to Gamera for some reason.
Well, they mixed up the formula, and they gave him the turtle formula.
Yeah, he's Gamera for some reason.
I love how Fraction was like, "Oh, we're gonna get away from like the Turtle Boy kind of stuff," yet
literally haven't turned into a turtle.
he becomes Turtle Boy, and like, oh man. But yeah, I like that. I love how Silver Age it feels there with Metamorpho, right in there, because that's what they use. They use some of Metamorpho cells.
Yeah.
And so it's a science experiment gone wrong, and they're talking about, the Luthers had this monument erected, and despite being at odds, the Olsens are fighting to keep it preserved, right? So there's ongoing fight between the city of Metropolis and the Olsen family trust, and Jimmy, as a turtle, falls through, and out of all places, lands directly on the lion, despite Superman trying to help him.
It's like,
so
bizarrely, it reminded me of Cloverfield. You know, the whole thing in Cloverfield was, is the line of dialogue in the trailer, are they saying it's a lion, or are they saying it's...
Right.
And it reminded me, between the statue of the head of the Statue of Liberty going down the street, and the line, is it a lion, or it's a lion, and people not being sure if that's what they were saying. Seeing the lion head statue go skirting across the water like that, just really made me think of Cloverfield. Or that trailer at the very least. So, I don't know why that's relevant. It's what was going through my head. So they're pissed. So Perry's pissed at him because basically the mayor's pissed because now all of their not all their tourism, but a lot of the tourism souvenirs are all based around this lion statue. There's lion pins, there's lion badges, there's lion t-shirts, and all of them are worthless now because they don't have the goddamn lion statue.
Jimmy.
One of my favorite parts from this scene is Perry comes and goes, "Oh, you're fired." He's like, "But I can explain." Wait, what did I do?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the other running joke through this scene is you have the crossword guy in the back putting together the crossword, and he's taking words from Perry and Jimmy's conversation, and you just see him pop up and look up in the back a little bit. He corrects Perry at one point. The plural for natty ice is natty's ice.
Yeah, not natty ices.
Right. And but yeah, the Olsen insurance part where he is he's so detrimental to the city of Metropolis, but he's valuable to the Daily Planet because his stories are the only ones that generate any kind of revenue. Because they're easily viral.
Yeah,
right?
That page where he's like, "Come on, guys, name one time," and it's like him running away from a dinosaur, him being shot at, him as a ghost,
him running from a truck being thrown.
Just to add on to that, it's not just him being shot at, it's him standing out in the open, not ducking for cover. He's just standing there
in front of the police line, in front of the police cars. Going, "I want this picture, damn it."
Yes.
Him in Gorilla City apparently. Messing up a wedding ceremony.
Yeah, I like this little bit of continuity here. Miss Lee owns the publisher who owns the paper from Superman in Action. It's a nice little touch.
Yep. Yeah, because so she kind of comes up with a happy medium where he still works for the Daily Planet, but as the mayor doesn't want him in Metropolis anymore, he's got to go. So I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, so he moves to Gotham. He's staying in a seedy motel.
A heavily accented motel owner.
Yes. Yep. Maida.
Moida.
I love the first time, like, Jimmy, he's like, wait, did you just say it like that? And then it just carries on doing it.
Well, he says he's going through the rules of living in this apartment, which I feel is far too much rules here. No visitors allowed after 6.
No friends after 6 feels like a really specifically strict rule.
The rest of them, like, I kind of get, like, registers have to check in first so they know who's in the building, especially in Gotham, right? Like,
yeah. And I feel like sometimes, like, no stabbing, for example, I feel like that just goes without saying, but I mean...
Not in Gotham.
Not in Gotham. No fighting, no cussing, no stabbing, no pets. Oh, the blood on the walls? Don't do none of that. And then Jimmy's like, wait, why do pets come after stabbings? And he goes, and close the curtains at night. And a bat flies in. And that's how you know they're in Gotham. Because at first it looks just like a seedy motel.
Yeah, there's like a lot of window bats, if you don't like window bats are a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jimmy looks out the window and we get a 2-page spread of Gotham and the bat signal in the sky, and it's rainy, it's dark, it's like the polar opposite to everything we've seen of him in Metropolis.
Yeah.
Which is probably actually one of my favorite things about the book is like how well it shows the contrast of the cities and just how grungy Gotham feels compared to Metropolis when he goes there.
Yep. And then we get on the last page, front page of the Daily Planet. Who killed Jimmy Olsen?
Yes. So, what's going on?
Yeah,
I'm down.
Oh, so good.
This book killed me. Like things like how funny it was. I don't think I laughed as much as when the motel owner is trying to get the bat.
Yeah.
Opal got toll bikes. Coast City gets blowed up a lot.
Yeah.
We got bats.
I was trying to place the Opal, right? Opal City is where the Adam lives, right?
Yeah.
I want to say
I didn't get the tall bikes. I didn't get that reference.
Me either, but the Coast City gets blowed up.
That one makes sense.
Like the way he just drops that really casually.
Isn't Opal also originally Plastic Man?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That sounds right to me.
I'm looking it up.
But no, seriously, what's going on? No one's got any thoughts on this ending?
Starman.
Yeah, Starman. Oh no, it's definitely why whatever happened, he's in hiding now, because we kind of got that from the Gorilla City preview in Event Leviathan special.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's deep undercover now. This is his thing, and by the end of this, he won't be nearly as goofy, and he'll be a valuable asset, because he can get into places. He's Jimmy Olsen. But yeah, it's weird how it's kind of the polar opposite of the Lois book, where the Lois book comes out and it's really good, but in a different way. Where that one, clearly Rucka had a message that he wanted to get out. Here, Fraction's like, oh, I'm gonna have as much fun as I can.
It was like this proper just pulpy Silver Age adventure book, and then it's like, oh shit, it's actually a murder mystery.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, I'm so into this.
Mm-hmm.
There's I'm not sure I have anything to complain about in this book.
Really? Nothing about the art not matching up to what's being said, like you did with that Batman issue?
The art is extremely expressive and is always representative of what is being said.
All right.
It took me a few seconds. It wasn't really until probably mid Skydive that I kind of got into the book a little bit. The opening, not bad. Like I didn't dislike it. It was I didn't really get into it yet.
It's the first 4 or 5 pages, then I guess.
Yeah.
It
didn't draw me in right away. Obviously it's intentionally weird dialogue because he can't speak great English, but like I don't know, like it wasn't clicking with me until I started flying through the sky, and it became more about the ridiculous action of it. Whereas the scene with Perry, like lambasting him for pages, was very enjoyable. And then my favorite scene was by far the last one, though. I think the humor of the motel owner or the hotel owner and the difference in the city, all that stuff was really working for me.
Yeah, that was great. So I agree that was the best bit of the book as well. I was into it from the start, but it got better as it went on.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean I see a lot of potential in this. I'm not ready to swing off the rafters and say it's amazing, but I see a lot of potential.
Yeah, I am a happy boy. I get a good Lois book. I get a good Jimmy book.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying what's going on with Superman in action. Like, it's an embarrassment of riches right now.
Yeah, I think Lois's book inherently appeals to me more, but
yeah, I like that they're unique, right? Like, because I think this is unique to Fraction as much as Lois is unique to Rucka. And these are the type of voices that we need, I think, not to counterbalance Bendis, but to do something different.
Definitely this one though. There's nothing else right now being published like this.
At least not at DC.
Although it did make me think though, if Fraction wants to do a Kite Man series at some point, he's more than welcome to go for it.
We were talking about the Metal Men are coming back. I wouldn't mind seeing like him play with the Metal Men a little bit too.
Yeah.
Or Red Tornado, like some of these.
Yeah, Blue and Gold.
The Blue and Gold, like some of these more Silver Agey silly concepts that he can make kind of land. But definitely makes me want to check out Hawkeye a little bit more. I mean, I heard that I have the first trade. Like,
yeah, I never actually finished it. The delays kind of made me fall off.
Yeah.
Because Ash is a great artist, but it takes his damn time, doesn't he?
Yeah. I take that back. One of my favorite stories ever was co-written by Fraction. And the Immortal Iron Fist.
Immortal Iron Fist, yeah.
Yeah. I always forget because Brubaker did
He gets all the credit for all that, doesn't he? Somehow?
Yeah. But it was Brubaker and Fraction with Aha. Or Aja, however you pronounce it.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Either one. I don't know if it's a soft J or a hard J.
I don't either, so I just took a stab.
Yeah, so... Yeah, man. I love that story. The story's so good.
That is great.
The one Iron Fist
thing I really enjoyed.
Yeah. So... But yeah, so what are we grading this, guys?
Good question, Matt. What are you rating it?
I'm giving it a 9.
Connor? Doesn't work.
No, I'm also giving it a 9.
I'll give it an 8. So, there you go. Jimmy Olsen, number 1.